I was 17 years old living with my 20-year-old boyfriend. I was so fucking deep in the relationship. Like that was my first, I hate saying that, but that was my first love. I was so young, I didn't realize the abuse that was happening in front of me. Like, it was nothing for me to get screamed at. I was screamed at my entire life by my father. Like, that was nothing to me. And just like the negative, horrible things he would say to me, he would always be like, no one's ever gonna love you. I'm always gonna be the only one who can fucking love you. Also just like mentally took me down. He was like, no, you're too fat for anyone else to love you. Like, you're too ugly for anyone else to love you. All those things. I also financially supported this man. My parents got divorced. I picked up like several part-time jobs. So I was working my fucking ass off at the age of 17 just to be able to like survive. And, like, if I wanted to go to dinner, if I wanted to go on a date, I had to pay for that. Or he had to go get his hair done, I had to pay for that too. I had to pay for all of these things. I don't know what the fuck he was telling me at the time, but all I knew is that he was like, no, like, you have to. He was like, this is how relationships work. This is what a relationship is. Like, you just don't know. You've never been in a relationship. Every single day was a fucking fight with him. I remember just like coming home from school, like having a good day, and there was something that he just wanted to scream at me about. Honestly, at 17, I didn't know how to leave. I didn't know how the fuck I was going to, one, leave this man who now lived with me. I was fucking terrified because I knew if I didn't do something, I knew if I did something he didn't like, I knew what the repercussions were. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna be pretty. I also felt like nobody would fucking love me because that's what he told me for fucking years. And he had literally just like beaten me down mentally. Like, I quite literally thought nothing of my fucking self. And those are like the prime years where you're supposed to like love yourself and like look at yourself fucking highly. I was literally beaten down by a man who was supposed to love me. There I was at fucking 17 years old being a housewife to a whack ass motherfucker. I would literally come home from school, cook him dinner, and then I would go to my job. All this dumb fuck did was sit on his iPad and watch Netflix literally all fucking day. That's all he did. Every time I tried to leave him, it was always like, well, I have to sleep in my car. Like, I have to sleep in my fucking car. And obviously I was like, that makes me feel horrible. Like, I don't want anybody sleeping in their car. I felt so trapped in a fucking relationship. I didn't even know how to get out of it. I literally had no idea. I had quite literally no fucking confidence. I didn't know who to talk to about this situation. I was fucking terrified for my safety. I was going to be leaving for college soon, and I was like, I need to get the fuck away from this man. And so I left the man. I honestly genuinely think I trauma blocked me actually leaving him out of my memory because I've trauma blocked a lot of that. Now what I look at is more of like the hardest part of the entire relationship was me now having to process what the fuck had just happened to me. Go to part 3.